it here to be sure. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us today for New Members Orientation, Business Dialogues, New Members Orientation. So you've joined Toastmasters. Now what? What next? All right. I'm sure you have big aspirations for why you're here. And because you're recording this, I'd just like you to put in the chat, why did you join Toastmasters? Why did you join Toastmasters? So that even as I'm going along, you'll begin to check the box and see if your objectives are being met, and where your objectives are not being met, you can always let us know so that we ensure that we are aligned. Karibu sana, and that means welcome in Kiswahili. We're going to look at your goals. Why did you join Toastmasters? And I kindly ask you to put that in the chat. It can be a single statement. Personally, I joined Toastmasters. I started a Toastmasters club because I've always wanted to have a community of speakers, but also as an entrepreneurship trainer, I believe that entrepreneurs communicating well will go a long way in their success. Like Brian Tracy says that communication is 80% of success. So here we are. So I'm going to see, just put your goals in the chat for me. So we are going to look at that. The other thing we're going to look at is club meeting roles. When I first joined Toastmasters, I thought it was all about speeches, but I realized that the speeches don't happen in a vacuum. It is a group of people who have come together to learn how to speak, and the same group of people manage the club to ensure the club runs. So the experience of a club is dependent on you and me, how we show up, how we participate, how we take our speeches and create a space and environment for others to be able to learn, speak, and grow. We are going to look at the Toastmasters Pathway Learning Experience very briefly. That is something that I can do separately with you as the VP Education. We'll talk a little bit about mentoring, leadership opportunities in the space, next steps, and then member support. Give me 1 second. Member support and club expectations. We do have a club handbook. If you have not received that already, I'll make sure, just put for me in the chat handbook, HB. Okay, so that I'll make sure that is sent to you. So moving along, our objective is to help you meet your goals. So let me read some goals in the chat here. So I see here, to enhance my confidence and how organized and effective speeches can be. And another goal, to improve on my public speaking. I like that. Those are fantastic goals, and you're going to meet those goals here and more. By the new member profile completed, your goals are, those are the 2 goals that I'm going to share for this particular session. So if you're watching this recording, you can think about what are your goals so that as I move along the recording, you can see if it is working or not. And if it is not working, let us know so that we can make it work together, because this club is for us. Then how can we support you? The most important thing is we have a leadership group. We have a vice president. We have a president. Our president currently is Joseph Kimotho. He's in the group. He's very accessible. So that is somebody you can reach out to, and he will always point you in the right direction. However, if you have a problem with your pathways or your education journey, the person to contact is VP Education, who is me. If you have any problem with the chapter, VP membership can support you. If you want to know how to tell others about us, VP Public Relationships can help you. We have a secretary and we are looking for a treasurer. So if you feel anointed to be a treasurer or an SAA, please do let us know. And if you want to set your own time frames, or do you want us to nudge you how to participate? So based on the goals that you have set, I want you to put in the chat that if you want us to nudge you, put N. If you want to, you say set your own time frames. Do you want us to nudge you to participate? If you want us to nudge you to participate, that means every now and then we'll send you a side chat asking you to participate either at our club meeting or other club meetings that are happening outside. So you can just put in the chat N for nudge, nudging aloud, nudging welcome. So like I said earlier, at Toastmasters Club, we are an entrepreneurship club, and we empower budding entrepreneurs through effective communication, because we believe that communication, like Brian Tracy said, makes 80% of our success, and being in a community like ours gives you the other 20%. For a meeting to happen, yes, you want to you want to improve how you speak, you want to improve your confidence, and the best way of doing that is to participate. Participate in taking your speech, participate in taking club meeting roles. We are a volunteer environment, so every member on board helps to make the meeting run smoothly. So it's not just left to the leaders of the organization, Business Dialogues Toastmasters, but each one of us needs to participate to make our goals happen individually and collectively. So each meeting role has a unique set of responsibilities and skills for you to explore. We meet twice a month. The second week of the month is our virtual meeting, and the fourth week of the month is our physical meeting. Our physical meeting happens at United Kenya Club on Nyerere Road at the recording of this session. So Role Takers Lounge has instructions of what Role Takers Lounge is open. As a VPE, I open the Role Takers Lounge, and we get to see all the roles that are available. And you are welcome to take any role, whether it's a speaker or the other roles as are on the screen here. We have the Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day is like the MC of the day. And as the MC of the day, you engage with the other role takers to get to know their feedback on a given topic. As the Toastmaster, you'll be given a theme. Based on your theme, you'll create a question of the day. You will ask the question of the day to the other role takers. What I normally recommend is have a Google Sheet. So as people are answering, you can copy paste onto your Google Sheet or your Word document, so that on the day of the event, it becomes very seamless when you're introducing them. The grammarian is a very important role. It helps us to speak more effectively. It also helps us to learn new words. And the grammarian counts the words, how many times the word of the day is used. Of course, they're going to share the word of the day in the group. And then in the meeting, they're going to count how many times the word of the day is used, who has used grammar well, where areas of improvement, and all that is written on a report. What I like about Toastmasters is that everything is recorded. And that is a good way of ensuring that you're held accountable, you are evaluated, and you can measure whether you're growing or you're stagnant. Then we have the R counter, because many times we use filler words when we are speaking, and we also say, when you're thinking. So the R counter helps us to speak more fluently by helping us count when we have used filler words, when we have used R, so that we become more proficient in the way that we speak. One of the things that I found out about Toastmasters is that it doesn't only help us learn how to speak better or more confidently, it also helps us to manage our time. It helps us to manage our time when we take our speech, because our speeches are timed. It also helps us to manage our time, the way the meeting is run, because every segment of the meeting is timed. And I found that this has helped me to run even my office meetings more professionally, more efficiently. So Toastmasters, whatever your goal is, I want you also to notice the other perks you get by participating very intentionally. So as a timer, you're not just timing the meeting, but you're also learning how to set up meetings and time the meetings, so that you have a good agenda, a flowing agenda, and everybody is participating. Then we have the table topic speaker. As a table topics is a good way of, one, helping you to engage in public with others, two, to get questions that people can answer and support them in speaking on their feet. And as a table topics master, you'll be able to ask maybe 4 or 5 questions depending on the time of the meeting. And this will help the people at the meeting to participate, especially the people who are not taking a role. And then we have the topics master. Table topics and topics master is the same, actually, in my view. So one of these should go, pardon me. And then we have the speakers. Every speaker in every meeting, we have 2 to 4 speakers. Sometimes we have a speakathon. A speakathon is when we have a meeting and we just have purely speakers. We tend to do that when we're at the end of a year, because at the end of the year, we have what we call distinguished club points that are measured. So every time you take a speech and you finish a level, you get a certificate, but our club also gets awarded some points. And then we have, so as a speaker, you need to do the speech based on your project from the Pathway portal. And if you have not gone through the Pathway portal, I'm happy that the people who are present today have gone through the Pathway portal. What I try to do with newcomers is, if while we're waiting for this orientation to happen at the 3rd week of every month, at least I engage them for them to understand how to get into the portal and do their icebreaker and the second speech if they can. So we have the speaker, and then so you do your speech according to the Pathway project. You ensure that you have your evaluation resource. The evaluation resource is critical because that is how the evaluator is going to get to introduce you and is also going to know what they need to evaluate from your speech. If you don't do that, then the evaluator is not able to evaluate you as efficiently and effectively as they should. So again, you see there, you get to get some leadership skills of learning how to engage others on time. And then we have the general evaluator. The general evaluator evaluates the whole meeting, and the whole meeting from the time we start in the role takers lounge to the end of the meeting, they observe, and at the end of it, they give us feedback on how the meeting went. All of these roles are available to all Toastmasters, whether you're a leader or not. As an evaluator, you need to have, there's I think your project 3 or 4 on level 1 is on evaluation. And then after you finish level 2, you can become more comfortable with the general evaluation. When you take any role, there is a part in the Pathway, and our president shared that with us in the group. There's a part in the Pathway that you go in and set the date of and set the role that you have taken. So, Mr. Kimoto, do you want to share a little bit about that? Are you able? Okay. All right, that is in the group, and I'm going to share it with you again. So, the Pathways Learning Experience. Toastmasters is a 100-year-old curriculum that teaches people. It's a self-paced learning that teaches people how to communicate more effectively, and there are 11 unique paths to help you achieve your goals. All right. Sorry, what did I do? Alrighty. Okay. To help you achieve your goals. You take an assessment to find the best one for you. Sometimes by the time people are joining Toastmasters, they've already made up their mind where they want to grow. And I'm going to go through those 11 paths in a bit. So you check out the navigator for more information. And here is the navigator. So you can take dynamic leadership, any one of these, you can pick any one of these pathways. Personally, I have done, a minute. Personally, I have done, which ones have I done? Strategic relationships, and I'm currently doing innovative planning. That is my second pathway. I've been in Toastmasters, June last year, we were 1 year old. So we are going to be 2 in June this year. So you can pick any of these pathways. And what I normally recommend, because we know we have 2 meetings a month, as a club member, to help you achieve your goals and also to help us achieve our goals as a community by ensuring that the club meetings are running, you should aim to be at every meeting. The first meeting, you can take a speech. The second meeting, you can take a role. And I believe if we all participate, then we'll have richer meetings and others will also want to join us. And as the saying goes, the more the merrier. And moving along here. So mentoring, we are in the process of looking for mentors. But when you come into our club, you're put in a small group. If you have not been put in a small group, then you need to, the best thing is to email. You can email hello@businessdialogues.com because sometimes WhatsApp gets so hairy, a message could be missed. So if you send a message or to hello@businessdialogues.com, put on the subject buddy group or buddy circle, then we're going to find a buddy circle for you. As a club that is still growing, the buddy circles are few, but we'll always find a way to put you in one so that you are not walking alone. The next level of mentors we are looking at is finding mentors that can help us with the different parts of the speech. We have just come into a new leadership here. So most of the people who are serving kind of became leaders. So we are looking at new people who can support us. But even before that happens, within the club, within your buddy circle, it's important to find somebody that you can work with and hold you accountable to achieve the goals that you set out to achieve. And then we have leadership opportunities, and leadership opportunities are here to help you develop your leadership skills. You can serve as a club officer, and as a club officer, I shared what are the roles that we have. We have the president, vice president education. Vice president education is like the program manager to ensure that we have a program every week. The roles are taken, people are taking their speeches, and most importantly, they're updating on Pathway. So if you're having struggles with Pathway, the person to contact is me. Then we have the VP membership, who ordinarily would do this new members orientation, but any of the leaders can do that. And even you, one day you'll be the one doing that. So VP membership supports members, ensures that members come on board, get into a buddy circle, and they're engaged. And if you have any problem, any feedback, because feedback is great, it helps us know what we're doing well and where we can improve. The best person to contact is the VP membership. Again, the email is hello@businessdialogues.com, and you put on that subject line VPM, attention VPM, or attention whichever leader that you want to see. Then we have VPPR. VPPR is Vice President Public Relationships. Vice President Public Relationships helps to publicize the club. As a club that is supported by SME Founders Association, the communication department of SFA supports that to help us get the flyers and to help us post on social media. But we also have our own social media LinkedIn platform, I believe. Then so that is at the club level. Then we have an area director, then we have a division director, a district director, and regional, and that much. So right now, the two key places is the club and the area. To serve in the area, you ought to have served in a club at least. Most importantly, you need to aim to finish a Pathway. I recommend if you have a speech every month, not every month, yeah, every month at the club, and you also aim to have a speech in another club, you can speak to me or any of the leaders, because the leaders are in groups where there are other Toastmasters clubs, and other Toastmasters will share when they need a speaker or when they need a role, and you can speak somewhere else so that it just helps to increase your confidence and get a feel of what others are doing. So developing leadership skills. And I've shared this already. Gain experience in each officer role. These are the officer roles. The secretary ensures that we start the meeting minutes are done, and we do the official part of the meeting when the club meeting is starting. And then we have the treasurer who keeps our records. Right now, we don't have a treasurer. If you'd like to be a treasurer or an SAA is the sergeant at arms who makes sure that the meeting room is created, and when we meet physically, there's somebody registering and ensuring that things are running in order. So in the area and division, you gain further experience in mid-level roles, and these roles are elected roles. If you want to be in those roles, you can just be visible, keep up with your goals, and you will get there. So as I keep going, if you have questions, please put them in the chat. So welcome email. I believe you already got a welcome email letting you know about being in Toastmasters, that comes automatically from Toastmasters, and you get the information for you to set up your pathway. You click get started and you follow the steps. It's very intuitive. And what I've discovered about it is the more you use it, the more comfortable you become with it. When you're verifying your profile, as you can see on the screen, the first place to come is here. Click your name to open your profile page, all right? And once you open your profile page, you can go in and update your profile. Put in a picture there, and so if somebody's searching and they find it, they can, they can get to relate with who they're speaking with, who they're chatting to. And then logging into Pathways, once you're inside, you'll see here Pathways, and Pathways is where you go and find you find the lessons, all right? So this is, I believe, everybody on the call at least has done this far, but this is going to be helpful also for those that are joining us for the first time. So your first project is the icebreaker. Once you get into Pathways, you're going to see icebreaker, level 1, and project. So this is project 1. Every time you choose a role, you choose a speaker role for a club meeting, you want to put there what is the level and what is the project. That helps the VPE to know what to tell the evaluator or what kind of evaluator to get for you. And once you do that, you ensure that you get the evaluation resource so that your evaluator can evaluate you properly. Awards and recognitions. Awards and recognitions, they are ribbons that people get, and these ribbons are bought from the Toastmasters Club. So at the club level, what we do is you get a certificate for when you take a speech. We do the polls and you get a best speaker, best evaluator. So the key thing is it's self-regulated, all right? So whether you get the award or not, and that is me, I'm not very competitive. I just compete with myself to ensure I finish what I need to finish. But there are people who like this, and there's nothing wrong with that. So the SAA supports with this. So if you're there and you're wondering, why haven't I seen this happening? We don't have an SAA. And again, I say, if you'd like to serve an SAA, it will be very helpful for us so that we have more hands on deck supporting the work that we do. And then, so these are the different recognition ribbons. So you can have base table topic, you get a ribbon when you do the icebreaker, and these are the different ones. There are pins available for each learning path. Like you see, level 1, level 2. I've been to the Toastmasters talk, but I didn't see this one, but those are interesting ones to get so that you put them, when you put these ribbons, people can see how far you are on your journey. So you add a level tag to show off your progress, all right? So you're visible and how you're becoming more competent. You receive a proficient pin upon the path completion. So we have the proficient pins to show that you have finished a pathway. And I know with your consistency and persistence, you will be there soon. So what are some club expectations and policy? Like I said earlier, we have a handbook. If you have not received the handbook, it should have been sent to you with a welcome letter when you joined. Just put in the chat HB and I will make sure that you get one. Please review our club policies and the addendum standard club options that you're going to find in the club handbook. We request that you attend the 2 meetings per month. You see, one thing I've found is, so many things. People ask me, Frida, how do you do it? How I do it is I ensure I have a calendar. If I don't put it on my calendar, it doesn't get done. So the most important thing is remembering that you joined the club to achieve a certain goal. One of you said to speak better. One of you said to increase your confidence. So remember that we learn by doing. So Toastmasters has just created a framework where you participate and you achieve your goals. And as you're achieving your goals, you're also supporting others to achieve their goals. And collectively, we learn and grow. So we have 2 meets. So when you pay for your Toastmasters and you want a return on your investment, it now becomes your responsibility and commitment to show up for the meeting. Because if you don't show up for the meeting, you cannot get a return on your investment. A return on your investment happens when you take a speech. A return on your investment happens when you take a role to ensure that the club is running. So I find that when we join this type of organizations, it's important for us to understand that the association has just created a framework, but we have a responsibility to show up, participate, so that we can enjoy the rewards. And how we participate will determine how this club grows. How we participate will determine how we grow individually. If you miss 4 meetings consequently, then you will not be allowed to renew. And that may sound harsh, but it's just a sign that you're busy, you don't have time, and it's okay. So it's better to know that you're not there, then you're there and you're not participating, because we want you to grow. And sometimes people find that harsh, but I'm sure you've seen sometimes where student management reserves the right of admission, all right? So we want to learn and grow together. Can you imagine if all of us decide we are not taking a role, or all of us decide we are not taking a speech? Will we achieve our goals? I don't think so. Will the club achieve its goals? I don't think so. And if the club is not achieving its goals, guess what? Toastmasters will shut it down. So we need each other for Toastmasters to work. We need each other for us to achieve our goals so that the ball can keep spinning. Our dress code is business casual because we are an entrepreneurship club, and business casual means dressing professionally. And dressing professionally, no jeans, no open shoes for men, no hoodies. Men wear shirts with ties, no t-shirts, even for the ladies, because we are an entrepreneurship club. And as an entrepreneur, whether you are a full-time employee and with a side hustle, you have an opportunity to bring your best self to the meeting, so that even if people who are coming to the meeting are looking for a referral or are looking for the service you have, they can connect with you, they can trust you. And many times people say, do not judge a book by the cover. And Frida says that a book cannot talk, but a human being can talk. A human being has a mind and can go into the wardrobe and choose and know, what should I wear today that will make me show up in a way that is appropriate and appealing to the people that I'm going to meet. Because whether we like it or not, we are judged by the way we look, and we can fix that, and not fix it in a false way, but in an authentic way. Show up the way you want to be addressed. So we encourage that at our club. Taboo topics, I'm going to say politics. And if there are other taboo topics that you think we should consider, I believe they're in our handbook. You can put them in the chat. Our club culture is progressive and dynamic. Progressive means that we don't believe in perfection. We do believe in efficiency. We do believe in being effective, and we are dynamic. Things change. So we are a new club. We are fairly new. So many times you'll go and visit other clubs and compare us with other clubs. And my favorite book says that compare ye not one to another, because you could be comparing an apple to a mango. There's different reasons why different clubs were started. Some clubs are older than us. They've been around longer. They've made their mistakes and rectified, and they're running better. But we are progressive. We take feedback. We make our mistakes. We learn from them. And this is a good opportunity for you to learn and grow and be part of the foundation of Business Dialogues Toastmasters. So those are some of our club expectations, and you're going to see more in the handbook. How we communicate with you. We communicate with you through the club meeting, and we have what we call the BD Connect, the first Wednesday of the month before the club virtual meeting. We have a meeting of just the members only. You let us know how you're doing. The president gives us announcements and some inspiration, and then we go to the main club meeting. We communicate by email, because WhatsApp can get WhatsApp gets too much. So we have an email, hello@businessdialogues.com. Make sure the subject line is what you're looking for. Give us 24 to 48 hours to respond. We are all volunteers, and we are all doing our best to ensure that you are served. We appreciate your patience as we grow so that we have more hands on deck. We also have the WhatsApp group in the club WhatsApp group. We'll get announcements. So if you don't check it regularly when you come, you're going to see so many messages and get overwhelmed. What I do in the what I do for groups that I'm a member of in different organizations, I try to ensure that I peep in there at least once a day so that I just see what is going on, and it helps me stay on course. We're introducing monthly care calls, which will be done by the SME Foundation's care callers, and they'll just call you to see how you're doing. If you have any feedback, let them know. Don't feel shy. And then they're going to send a report, and we're going to see how best to help you. Our club resources, we have a website, businessdialogues.com. We have a newsletter. The SME Founders Association has an SFA updates that goes out every week on Monday. If you have information that you want to put in the newsletter, you can email it to hello@businessdialogues.com, but make sure you copy hello@smefoundersassociation.com and put the subject line newsletter update, or newsletter information, and our newsletter guy will see how to include it. I said earlier we have a handbook, and if you don't have it, put in the chat HB, and I'll make sure that you get it. I believe we have come to the end, and I'm going to stop here and just welcome you to ask questions. And as you do that, I'll stop the recording. Give me 1 second here. I'll